Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the shed to house build out here. Today, I don't know if you can see these or not, but we have these almost like cross ties going across here. I want to replicate those and run them all the way down this building. They're just put up there by the builder of the shed as supports. But the way I want to do the ceiling in here is bring it up to that point, then go flat across and then down the other side. These ceilings are only 88 inches. And I realize, the standard is 86, is 8 feet, or 96, 8 feet. There's only an 8-inch difference between a regular size ceiling and one of these. 8 inches is a lot. I was very surprised. But if I run the ceiling up that way, I gain another 1.5 to 2 feet, then I can hang ceiling fans without a problem. I don't have the real short ceiling. So what I need to do is measure these. I need one of these I've got to measure. And I don't want to take it off to use it as a pattern. But I need to know that angle to cut it there. And I don't remember a whole lot from my geometry classes. I know if I get the triangle, I have two sides. I can figure out the third leg by, a squared times b squared equals c squared. Then you find the square root of c. That tells you how long that'll be. If you got the length of two sides, you can figure out the third one. But I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. Alright? So this may be difficult to see. I'm going to try to do this. I need to find out this angle running across here. That's what I have to cut. And the easiest way to figure that out and make my first one is I'm going to mark a line from the top of that angle so that I know where that's going to be at. Now, this is 3.5 inches because that's a 2x4. The pencil sucks to write with. And if I measure the length of that, that is 9.5 inches. I'm sure you're not going to be able to see that. But that is 9.5 inches across there. Well, actually, I would be safer to go with 9 3/8 inches. So this cut is 9 3/8 inches. So on the saw, on the 2x4 that I'm going to cut, I know I have to go 77.5 inches. That's the length of the bottom of this 2x4. So once I have that, I know I'm going to start at the very corner, go over 9 3/8 inches, mark it off, and then scribe a line going that from the 3.5 inches all the way down to 0. And then that's where I'll make my cut. The other side is going to be exactly the same so that I am level going all the way across. Once I make one of them, that's going to be my pattern. I'm going to do all of them. Then I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them is all I have to cut. Because over the utility room, the mud room and the pantry room is going to be a different ceiling. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have to do. 9 3/8. That's the important number to remember for me. Now I could take 9 3/8 squared, 3.5 inches squared, and what I was saying was if I take, this is A, let's see, where's my pencil? This is A, this is B, and this is C. A squared times B squared, I know those numbers. A squared times B squared equals C squared, which would give me that number. Right? I don't have my phone on me, so I need a calculator. I'm too old to remember how to do all this in my head. But C squared is what that would equal. Then you find the square root of C. That's going to be the length that cut is. It's going to wind up being around 10.2, 10.15, somewhere in that range. I'm trying to do the math in my head. But that's what I'm going to wind up needing. But anyway, if I just measure over 9 3/8 and cut it down to 0 on this end, I'm good to go. That will certainly work. So now I have to go do 10 of these. All right, welcome out to the barn. It's a little chilly out here this morning. This is Friday morning, by the way, and it just now is getting up to 60 outside. Inside this barn, it's a little bit chillier. And the house is a little warmer because of the metal roof, and it was all closed up. But anyway, I have to cut 10 of these at 77 3/8. That's going to be my length. And I only have to cut, I measured and marked one. Then I'll use this as a pattern to do the other 9. And we'll get into that. And I'm cutting them out here because I have electric. It's nice to have a barn with electric. So I'll use this. This one I wrote a P on. So I know this is my pattern. I won't get it mixed up. If you just keep marking and marking and marking, you're going to get a little bit out on one. Then another one might be a little bit out. By the time you get to the last one, it could be way out. So you always use one, the same one to do all these marks on. And it's just... Alright, I have all my 2x4s cut the length now. Now I have to cut that angle going across. And that angle is going to be too steep of an angle to use a miter saw on. So I'm going to have to mark them out and cut them with a circular saw, with a hand saw. because I just can't get that deep of an angle. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to get that maybe. Remember, I needed 77 3/8 for overall length, and I measured 2 or 3 of those to make sure that they had cut them all the same length. I came up with an average of 9 5/8. So that's where I'm going to cut these, is 9 5/8. I'll measure over 9 5/8, draw a line straight up, then I will cut from the top of that line to the end of my board here, down to 0. So I'm going to start with 3.5 inch width and wind up with 0 inches. So let me see if that works. And remember I said, when I was up on the ladder just doing quick numbers, that I thought it was going to be somewhere around 10 1/4 inches would be the length of that cut. Trying to do a squared b squared equals c squared, a squared times b squared equals c squared, then the square root of c would be the length. I'm thinking somewhere around 10 1/4. I don't remember exactly. So, I'll take my gloves off. So I'm going to mark this at 9 5/8. Then I'm going to mark it. And then mark it again. Now fortunately, with the type of ceiling I'm going to be using, I can get away with a little bit. So that's what I need to cut out. This is going to become my pattern now. If I can make this cut. How long is that? A little over 10 inches, like I said. Trying to do it in my head. All right, now, so if I come over, I'm going to try something here to help guide me. My fence is 1 3/8 to the edge. So if I came over 1 3/8, I should be able to run my fence along this. Now it's going to take more time, obviously, but I need to try and get these right. And it's going to be hard to do this. So if I can put my fence up against this and just run along that, my fence on my saw, run along that, I should be able to cut a nice clean line. But I need a way to clamp this down. And I don't have any clamps in there, I don't think. Let me look real quick. Remember, I am not a carpenter. This is a difficult cut to make. I'm going to try it, but you know, my saw might bind up till I get, by the time I get all 10 of them done, I might be a little bit better. But it's hard to do this. That wasn't too bad, I guess. I think if I had better wood, it might make it a little bit easier. But man, this stuff is so nasty. And this is where it's critical to use the one pattern for marking. Gotta put my clamp on. Definitely have better luck going in this direction, so I'm gonna And to show you, I'm not afraid of showing my mistakes, because occasionally I do make them. When I was cutting my first pattern one, what's wrong with this board? This side's supposed to be cut in this direction to match that one. Or this side's supposed to be cut in that direction. But I had the board turned backwards when I made my second cut. So I do have to cut an extra one. And that's why I have extra 2x4s. Okay, now all I have to do is carry them over to the house. When Gary gets out here, probably Sunday, Gail's bringing the dogs out tomorrow, and Nick, bow hunting season, and I'm not a hunter, but there's tons of them around here, and all day long are four-wheelers going all around this place. And I need to get some more signs up, let them know you don't hunt here. So Nick's gonna come out with it. We're gonna pound some stakes in and go around the whole side of the property and put signs up. No trespassing, no hunting, nothing. And if they cross over that line, they're no longer a trespasser, they're a target. I'll let them know that. But yeah, we gotta get that, and I'm gonna have Nick help me do the post hole so I can put the other part of the gate up. Now that we got the buildings in and everything. All right, hope y'all enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun for me. But I like getting things pre-done before Gary gets here, so we're not wasting time doing stuff like that. Now I have some more stuff I'm going to be cutting, but I'll be getting that ready. And then I don't know what else I'm going to do yet. You know how we do things out here at St. Bernard Acres. I have another project coming up. But this is Joe out here in the barn at St. Bernard Acres. Hope you like this. Remember to like, share, comment, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And I'll be back with another one soon. I'm out.